Hey guys, it's Rekt Capital. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to today's market review. I'm going to be updating my article from last Friday based on what's happened in the price action of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Chainlink. So let's dive right into the video. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Bitcoin right over here. This is the range that we need to be preoccupied with for the time being. 8,700 to 9,700 is the 1,000 range that is of interest to us as investors in Bitcoin. And this is the chart from yesterday's video. You can see here that the range high of this $1,000 range was weighing down on price. And in fact, we saw a rejection shortly thereafter, right over here, a picture perfect rejection from what is essentially this range right over here. So at the moment, really, we're just sandwiched in a very narrow range within that weekly range. So this narrow range is essentially 9,300 to 9,700, roughly speaking. And for the past 2 weeks or so, we've seen a support at this region, offering bounces every now and then, but most recently a rebound towards the top of this weekly range. So we're in a narrow range within a larger range, essentially speaking. So holding here is what will allow for a rebound back to the range high for another retest attempt, or at least a test to just attempt another breakout, potentially speaking at least, but breaking down from here, and we'll see a revisit into lower range levels. So that could be the lower 9,000s and then a rebound back into 9,300 just to reject from there and potentially revisit the lower range levels of 8,700. So this is indeed tying in with what I mentioned last week. On around June 18th was when I first published this chart on Twitter, that we'll probably see a breakdown followed by a relief rally back into 9,650 to just confirm it as a resistance and follow through on it via this black pathway. And at the moment, it does seem like we're very much on track for that to happen. In fact, we've seen that recent rejection right over here, and breaking down from here would only validate that trajectory to just seeing Bitcoin move towards lower range levels of around 8,700. But one of the more interesting developments in the space is that Bitcoin dominance has broken down after 20 days. 20 days of consolidation at these lows of the macro triangle here. This has finally given way. We're seeing a breakdown in Bitcoin dominance, and we're probably going to see a revisit of this orange trend line right over here for a support test, and I feel like we might see a rebound from there. But for the time being, we'll probably see altcoins see some breakouts quite soon within the next few days. So that's quite interesting, something to get excited about. But ultimately, this orange trend line is the gatekeeper to further upside for altcoins. So though we might see some breakouts soon, those may be limited breakouts because we're reaching a point of reaction over here where we'll probably see a trend decision, probably a rebound in Bitcoin dominance. So altcoins may have some breakouts to enjoy soon, but there is a limited window for that to happen, as you can see here. The other interesting thing is that this rebound, or at least this breakdown in Bitcoin dominance, has come at a time where altcoins actually aren't really rebounding today. And that's quite interesting because even though Bitcoin dominance is dropping, altcoins aren't rebounding too much today, which may point to the fact that people are actually selling Bitcoin, which is why Bitcoin dominance is going down. People are selling Bitcoin into fiat and not into altcoins. That's also an interesting thing to bear in mind, but I do feel like once we see some stability from Bitcoin, especially at this support potentially very soon, we'll see altcoins catch up and enjoy some breakout rallies of their own. And speaking of altcoins, this is a chart that I shared last week on Friday where we were just hoping to see 230 remain as a support, and of course it did that nicely, a rebound from 230. But the thing I mentioned in yesterday's tweet is that I wanted to see a breakout past this blue diagonal resistance so as to just see a return to the black diagonal resistance, because essentially speaking, that is the next resistance that Ethereum has ahead of it. And since then, since yesterday, we've indeed seen a rejection from the blue diagonal. So essentially speaking, Ethereum is still maintaining a bullish bias, and it can still rebound, or at least retrace all the way back to here, which is 225. It could still retrace that amount and maintain a bullish bias within this flag-like structure. So that's something I'll be watching for. Essentially speaking, going forward for the next few days, Ethereum is going to maintain this structure. And as for Ethereum BTC, in my market review from Friday, I spoke about how we're just maintaining the top of this black diagonal, and that we really needed to see a successful retest so as to see a return to the blue level right over here. And this blue level, as you guys know from my previous videos, is the validation point for a new uptrend for Ethereum BTC, because you guys could even classify this entire price action as a cup and handle. This is a cupping, and this is the handle which we broke out from most recently, and breaking past this blue level would essentially validate that cup and handle. It would validate this larger market structure that Ethereum BTC is painting, and that could essentially bring about a new uptrend for Ethereum BTC. So very exciting. It just needs to break this level. And here's another coin that we spoke about in the market review from last Friday. Link needed to hold this level just to springboard to just challenge this lower high resistance, and should it break past here and then even reach this level, I'd essentially want it to just weekly close above $4.47, because that would be a very bullish development. And indeed, we broke past the lower high, we broke past this level, and going into the weekly close on Sunday, Monday midnight, I'd like this price action just to maintain itself above 447, because that would really springboard price into a new uptrend outside of this macro triangular structure that Link USD is painting, and we'd see price discovery for the USD pairing, but also for Chainlink BTC. This is the chart from the market review. Essentially, it needed to break out past this level right over here, and it did that perfectly. 12% towards the upside just to revisit this black diagonal resistance, and breaking above here, even with a daily close. A daily close could suffice just to confirm a breakout past this macro triangle, and also to enjoy a new uptrend out of this macro structure and enjoy price discovery, searching for that new all-time high. So fantastic to see Chainlink doing very well in the space, and Bitcoin dominance falling now. Chainlink could be one of the top performers, especially once it breaches this triangle top. And having said that, guys, that's about it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider dropping a like, and of course subscribe for more videos like this in the future. I'm Rekt Capital, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Speak soon.